We've got Diligent, we've got Pooh. Pre-bans are getting locked in right here.
Oh man, this is so exciting. You can see right there too. Diligent, best rank 1. Pooh, best rank 2. This is an insane first match, and we have a Gianna and a Berghild pre-ban here.
Ooh, very interesting pre-bans. I mean, we know Berghild to make its way into a pre-ban quite often, and Gianna as well. Pooh's got the first pick. I wonder what he's going to be taking potentially away from Diligent.
Yeah, we could be looking at a Water Twin Angel here, maybe some sort of a LD that they share. But you know, both players are pre-banning some sort of a speed threats here already.
Yeah, let's see. He's definitely taking his time. I always appreciate players that take their time with the draft here, so that is very nice. And Water Twin Angels, this was a very high contested unit in America's Cup.
Yeah, definitely, you know, Pooh picking that up and Diligent responding right back with a speed lead of his own, you know, doesn't want to fall behind in that race. And also, most likely a fast, swift unit here in the Kovarchi.
Yeah, so Sierra Kovarchi, I feel like Diligent's going to be playing very, very quick here with the draft style like this.
Yeah, he definitely locked in those picks extremely quick too. You know, Pooh is taking his sweet time here, you know, thinking of the very best strategy counter, and Diligent, well, we'll see if he makes a quick response to Okeanos and Miles. So Pooh definitely showing some speed of his own here.
Yeah, that doesn't look like backing down or pivoting to me. That's an Okeanos and that's a Miles. And we've seen Okeanos before at America's Cup, and it's so nice to see Okeanos making his way back here, even in Asia, the Asia Pacific Cup.
Yeah, definitely, you know, a strong unit here, countering a lot of wind units in the current meta. We see Diligent pick up another one of those in the Cigar. Very, very contested unit. A bit surprised to see it, you know, not getting drafted even earlier in the draft. Also pairing it with Wedgeat, so already 2 speed leads for Diligent and 2 potentially fast units.
Yeah, let's see if there's going to be a pivot from Pooh. I wonder if he's going to back off knowing that Diligent's... he's demanding turn 1, double speed leads. There's got to be one more speed lead from Pooh, is it? If not, really?
Yeah, you know, he, I guess, slows down a little bit here going to Velajul, but does pick up that second speed lead in Vanessa with the protection as well. Noticing that Diligence only has 1 buff remover currently in the Cigar, so picking that Velajul up for the immunity. Diligent likely going to round out his draft with another AoE buff remover here.
Ooh, Zeratu. I am very curious to see how this is going to work out for Diligent, because we know True Whale for drafting a Zeratu to kind of really capitalize on super fast drafts where, you know, you have that the Zeratu built so fast. Opting to go with the Chow instead. Ooh.
Oh man, I am not a fan of the Chow, you know. Now I feel like Pooh, if he has full will on his team, which is actually unlikely due to there being a Miles, but still, I think you could just ban out the Cigar here. There's no buff remover on the side of Diligent, and I don't know, I just don't believe in Chow. Maybe with the ban out Miles, it could solo, but at this level of play, it's just, I see it so unlikely.
Wow, Chow's going to be catching a ban here. Okeanos is actually going to be the ban for Diligent here. So it's 33 lead versus 24 here. This is going to be a very fast Water Twin Angels and Miles here. Yeah,
for sure. You know, Pooh does end up respect that. Chow, in my opinion, could probably prefer letting it through. I'll see how this works out for Pooh here as he takes turn 1 with the Miles.
Yep, see how it works out indeed. Miles kicking things off here, getting a nice stun, locking down CR at the start of Diligent's turn.
Beautiful stun there with the buff over 2 on off element and getting the defense break off element as well. This CR, we could be looking at a dead CR here if the Velajul gets an additional turn, but does not.
Yeah, no additional turn is going to be popping out there. Vanessa does have skills available, and it looks like just a little bit of poke damage. I think he was looking for a reset to potentially land on that CR there.
Yeah, also wanted to save the buff remover. He did already use that from the Water Twin Angels and the Miles Nexus Kovarchi, as well as the Wedgeat do have a lot of buffs coming in here. A little bit of that at least.
Yeah, there is a ton of buffs inside of Diligent right now. Looking for the reset, looking for the control there on Miles. Lands that little bit of poke damage, of course, going towards that Saga here.
Yeah, just now putting that Water Twin Angel skill 2 on the Velajul, getting that immunity on a lower cooldown, and just focusing all of his efforts on the CR here. If this CR drops, there's very little damage on the side of Diligent, and Pooh is looking pretty good.
Yeah, if he loses that CR, it's definitely going to be over for Diligent. I don't see where he has that damage to keep going on. There's Sustain, there's the Vanessa, who has a very solid draft here.
He does, but this is also the opening that Diligent needed. You know, he has an attack buff bomb coming on the Miles here. It does land, and this is most likely going to be taking that Vanessa passive with it.
Yep, there it is. So there's that third skill for Vanessa. Does go off. Miles is going to be coming back here, so he needs to land this defense break and kind of get some traction to get rid of this Ciara.
Yeah, this is just a battle here. Who goes down first, Ciara or Miles? And right now, Diligent in that, putting that skill 2 of Quarch, the Cigar as well, looking for a defense break and provoke here.
Yeah, beautiful provoke. He needed to land that to control that Miles from taking out the Ciara here, but we do have a little bit of sustain coming from the Water Twins, and a beautiful additional turn coming from Miles, looking to finish off Ciara. Ciara does barely hold on here.
But not for long, as the Velagil comes in with that punishment, and the Ciara is down, with the Miles still being alive, although at very low HP.
Yeah, it's definitely low. Now, I do think there is a world where Diligent can drop this Miles, and then he catches a little bit of a break, but you got to keep in mind that third skill of Vanessa will come back.
Exactly, and third skill of Velagil is up here as well, providing more immunity, and getting even the Violent proc for more healing. This is looking very, very good for Pooh here.
It's looking super good for Pooh right now. We've got Cigar looking really, really low. The thing that we have is from the Wajet pass. Of course, we have Kavachi's first skill. And those Puppeteers, they do heal a whole lot with the first skill, but he really needs to, you know, I think it's more important we're removing units for Diligent than it is for healing at the moment.
Definitely. But this Twin Angel is going, look at that damage to 4,200 per hit on the critical hits, and the Cigar goes down. This is over.
Yeah, that's crazy. These Water Twin Angels, man, is definitely going to be a high contested unit. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that throughout the night with this being a contested unit on many different levels here, but the Miles is going to drop, and like we said about the Vanessa, uses that third skill. Miles comes right back. Diligent 100% on the back foot right now. Oh, wait a minute, Pooh! Whoa. He's going to be taking round one just like that. Diligent couldn't hold on any longer.
Yeah, Diligent knows it's over, you know, not wasting any more time, and just or probably having a plan for the next game here already. And yeah, that game literally just came down to the CR versus the Miles, you know, who goes down first, and Pooh did win that race. I feel like they could have made slightly better bans in that game, you know. I mean, the Chow was banned out from the side of Diligent by Pooh, and I guess he ended up winning, so fair ban. But I would have liked to see the ban on the Miles instead of the Okeanos. You know, you have the immunity from the Kovarchi, and also the protection from like Wedja with the defense buff. I don't Okeanos is your biggest problem there.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I feel like you had a lot to even like handle Okeanos by letting that through. We get the sustain from the Wajet, and kind of just like keep yourself alive after that point though, and there was just too much damage on Pooh's side, and yeah, you nailed it, absolutely. So there's your pre-bans from last time, Gianna and Birdkill. They are available as we get into round number 2 with Diligent and Pooh. So the new pre-bans, they're locking in right here.
Yeah, we're likely going to see some sort of you know, LDs obviously in the pre-ban, maybe some sort of speed threats. Could even see a Water Twin Angels, you know, that is, as you mentioned, going to be a very high contested unit between these two players, and they are really taking their time here.
Yeah, they are. So Diligent has the first, I believe he has the first pick right here. He does have the first pick, and it's going to be the Water Twin Angels. So I think Pooh knows that Diligent probably wants that unit as well, so it's really smart of him to ban that out, so then he can first pick it next time. So we'll see where that goes. And Nyx, I can't believe it. Nyx makes his way into a balance patch, and now he's in the pre-ban phase.
Yeah, crazy world we live in here. But yeah, the Water Twin Angels pre-ban definitely makes sense. Pooh is placing a lot of value on that unit, you know, first picking in the last draft, and now that he doesn't have the first pick, he bans it out, which is interesting to note, because Gianna is up here now. So had the Water Twin Angels been not pre-banned, Diligent would have to make a choice of the Gianna or the Water Twin Angels. But now Pooh responding with a Ciara and the Okeanos again.
Yeah, Topo, what year is it? Ciara Okeanos? I feel like it's 2019. That was so crazy to see, but he's going to swap that up. He's going to bust out the Oliver.
Yeah, Pooh is really valuing the Okeanos. You know, it did catch a ban in the last game as well, but this also does leave a Diligent with that very strong Ciara Gianna combination.
And you can tell how well ruined that CR was. It tried holding on for a very long time before it ended up falling to, I believe, the miles from Pooh. So let's see what happens, because I think Pooh is probably feeling a little comfortable right now having that 33 speed lead and knowing Diligent probably still wants that turn 1.
Yeah, I don't think Pooh is able to back down here. You know, going into the double bomber with attack buff from the Kovarchi, you just have to keep your foot on the pedal and keep pushing this turn 1 advantage, and that's exactly what he does. Picking up that miles again with another speed lead of the Pontos.
Man, seeing the Pontos there, I was actually kind of expecting to see a Haygang pop out there, but maybe he knows Diligent well that I think Diligent had a better answer if a Haygang does happen to pop out. Looks like turn 1 is still in Diligent's eyes right now. That flashing that Ethna kind of says that's where his mind's at. Whoa, never mind.
Oh, yeah, we see a pivot of the Leo there. You know, Leo always strong in the miles, just completely negating that damage on the passive. And actually on the side of Diligent, there's a lot of turn cycling, you know. Sierra, Gianna get their own attack bar from skill 1. Kobarchi has 2 skills, even that boost attack bar, and rounding out that light Ivor as well, a unit that gains attack bar every single turn of any unit.
Ugh, what an incredible unit. So Diligent, very fortunate to have one of those units, but let's see if it can prove him well as we get in this match. No way are we going to see... Is that a Leo counter? Tell me, is that a Leo counter?
Yeah, that is, you know, Pooh is definitely cooking up something here with that. Rakan last pick, you know, it has been buffed in the recent bounce patch as well. That Revenge is now at a 50% chance instead of the 40. But you're going to be interested to see what the bans are. You know, maybe like you said, that is a Leo counter Rakan that we're looking at.
Yeah, that is wild that that's going to be the last pick here. I know I'm gonna shout him out here. Thompson yelled at me when I busted out Rakan 0 speed for Leos, but you know what? It's catching the ban here. So Rakan gets banned out. CR is going to be catching a ban out. So it looks like, I mean, are we still going with the speed lead for Diligent here?
Well, Diligent doesn't have a speed lead anymore in his arsenal here, so it's definitely just going to be taking that attack lead. And Pooh, however, still does choose to go with the speed lead. Maybe going to try to be removing this Leo early on to then push that advantage, but this is looking very good for Diligent.
Now let's see what happens. Here we go, guys. It's round number 2. Pooh, Diligent looking to put a win up here on the board. It's Pooh looking to shut him down. There goes Burgil or Light Ivor putting in a little bit of work on top of Pontos.
Interesting note here is that Pooh is actually not exactly tuned here. Oliver moving before the Okeanos here, and the Okeanos is not fast enough for Diligent here. So Diligent getting that immunity off and the Gianna skill 3 here, but missing 2 units.
And not getting that Okeanos is extremely unfortunate there for Diligent, but you know what? It's going to go just on the other side as well. Okeanos missing on the Kavashi.
Yeah, it comes right back, and I mean, as mentioned, this is a very strong position for Diligent. You know, not getting that resist. Kovarchi now has permanent immunity, you know, able to put that skill 2 on itself, and then just get that immunity up. Leo getting the violent proc 2, and that is already a dead Pontos we're looking at here.
That's definitely going to be a dead Pontos. I think he might just let the bomb do the job and yet go after the miles instead. So we've got lots of sustain here for Diligent, where we actually don't have any sustain whatsoever on Pooh's side of the field.
Yeah, this game is over. There are 2 attack buff bombs on the side of Pooh with no way of getting rid of them. That is going to be 2 dead units very soon here, and Okeanos still unable to do anything with immunity on most of the side of Diligent.
Yeah, honestly, this is already looking like a bottom left here for Pooh, but let's see what happens, because Light Ivor is going to be cranking into this Oliver. Oliver's sitting here, defense broken. Gianna's going to be cycling lots of attack bar here. This is just 100% all gas. Diligent will be taking this round number 2.
Yep, we are going to a 1-1 here. You know, Pooh, Hail Mary, Reina Stones, not going to be enough to take it here. And Diligent just having a very strong draft. You know, that Leo pivot was something that Pooh just couldn't deal with. Maybe that was a Leo counter Rakan. We will never know, but, you know, getting the ban and Diligent getting the win here.
I know, well, it caught the ban, so it had to have been a good unit and a good decision there by Pooh, but unfortunate that he was not able to get that victory there. So there is Diligent. He's got one on the board. He's looking strong right now. We're going into a really important match here, because whoever wins this one, I feel like you'd have a great answer for this. So if you know it's 1 versus 1 at this point, do the nerves hit really hard right now?
They maybe hit little bit later, I would say, you know, but this is definitely a pivotal match here, you know. You've had now one exchange of, you know, you would maybe expect that, or Pooh would expect they run the first game back and then he wins again. So Diligent is going to need to be changing something up here to not have that happen. And yeah, if, you know, he can then figure out a way to counter Pooh's first draft, he's definitely looking very strong in taking this game.
Awesome. Well, there's that Nyx and there's that Water Twin Angel. So Pooh, I'm guessing, taking the Water Twin Angels here as his first pick. But here's those new pre-bans where we're repeating it from the very first match there. Gianna and Berghild making their way into the pre-ban once again.
Yeah, those are the same pre-bans as game one. It's interesting again seeing Diligent, you know, just pre-ban the Gianna. Maybe he doesn't value Water Twin Angels as highly as Pooh thinks he does. Because Pooh is obviously going to be locking that Water Twin Angels in first, and now had Diligent again not pre-ban the Gianna. You know, he could take the Gianna, or then would have forced Pooh to take the Gianna, and then he would have gotten the Water Twin Angels. But as played, he's just going to go right back to the game one draft of CR Kvarchi.
Yeah, that's interesting that he's going to repeat that first draft. I want to say we're going to see the correction of what Diligent probably wanted to do instead of how it resulted, like letting the Okeanos through and then banning something a little bit later on. So let's see if he makes that correction here. Yeah,
there's definitely, you know, some adjustability in the bans here, but right now Diligent is already deviating, picking up that Vanessa taken away from Pooh. And is he going to take the Zeratul this time? I really liked the Zeratul last time, but, you know, I guess Chao did end up getting out the ban, but Zeratul is in this time.
Yep, Zeratul making his way into the draft with 33 speed lead this time for Diligent. So, again, this looks like that all-gas play style coming from Diligent right now.
It definitely does. You know, Oliver is still on the field here for Pooh if he looks to get another speed lead, and there is Oliver being picked up right away. And we'll see what he rounds his draft out here.
I'm curious if it's going to be like a Veladril potentially bringing out some immunity, and it is going to be a Veladril as that last pick for Pooh. Let's see what Diligent's going to be wrapping up the rest of his draft after seeing Oliver and Vela. What?
Yeah, the Leo comes out again. You know, it's again a fine pick into the Miles, but I don't think it's nearly as good in this situation as last game. Also, from the side of Pooh, I'm not as big of a fan of the Veladril pick here. You know, Diligent does have Zeratul, which buff removes every single turn, and Vanessa already has a buff remover. But the Leo is getting locked in.
Yeah, Leo does get locked. I was super surprised to see that. I feel like we had a really good synergy going right now with Diligent's draft. And I mean, I'm guessing it's just like, is it that must of a ban right now for Pooh?
Yeah, it might be. You know, Pooh obviously could just be drafting the ban the last pick. That's a very effective way to draft. You know, you see the first four, just fight the first four and ban the last pick. That's, you know, I guess so far what we see in Pooh ban the last pick for Diligent first game, and Diligent did the same for Pooh last game. And again, we see just ban on the last pick here. 33 speed leads for both players.
Yep, let's see what happens, guys. We're getting into match number 3 with Pooh and Diligent, and we've got Miles taking the first turn for Pooh.
No surprise there, but can he land on this Kvarchi? Does not get the stun. That is a huge miss because the immunities, attack buffs are coming out inside of Diligent now.
Yeah, we like that. Let's see where this defense break's going to go, because you can see the Zeratul is going to be following up right behind it. Attack buff here, primed and ready. Massive damage does go in. No additional turn. We do have a bomb, an attack buff bomb coming up from CR. That's a dead Miles. That's gone.
That is a very dead Miles. You know, that just Miles having a 80% chance on the stun there. 100% chance to strip, 80% chance to stun. Unfortunately, does not get it. He's slightly favored there. And as a result, you know, Miles is now just dead. And this is looking very good for Diligent.
Yeah, it looks like Pooh's going to start working on the Zeratul. Now, we know if Zeratu's dealing a lot of damage and he is as fast as he is, he's going to be taking some pretty big shots from units. And you can see that defense break really isn't doing Zeratul any favors.
Definitely not. That Oliver doing an absolute number on the Zeratul, and that is going to be the Vanessa passive soon gone here already. Doesn't have any way to buff remove this immunity now either, so Pooh does have a window here. Also did drop immunity as well.
Yeah, he definitely has a window, so Zeratul is going to be dropping. We have the third skill of the Vanessa, so no way to remove that immunity off the Vanessa, so it comes back, and it's coming back attack buff.
Yeah, but there's no buff remove on that Kvarchi, and since it did use the skill 2 on itself, it is going to have immunity back up. So Pooh's window is closing here very fast.
Yep, no additional turn right there. A little bit of damage, a little bit of cycling there for the Ciara. First skill is going to be going into the CR. Looks like that might... I think he still wants to actually get rid of the Zeratu.
Oh, definitely. He needs to get rid of that Zeratu. You know, those every turn buff removal and that Velagil with the crucial Violent proc getting right back up into that immunity.
Yeah, that's a massive Violent proc right there. Now, we have third skill available. He's not going to be using it, but it's just more poke damage going onto the Zeratu here. So we have a strip, and it's not going to be landing there on top. I don't think he used the strip, did he?
And he did use the strip there. That is very unfortunate for Diligent, you know, missing that. But he does get the immunity back up on the Kovarchi, who does not care, still just all gas on that Zeratu, using that Oliver skill 3, even with the immunity up, and the Velagil will likely get rid of the Zeratu here.
Yep, finally gets rid of Zeratu, drops to a big second skill from that Velagil here. So more poke damage is going directly into this Oliver, and I think he needs to just keep poking away at the Oliver because he's going to be losing his immunity shortly.
Yeah, definitely. You know, both players are actually quite protected here with immunity. No buffer, not that many buff removers on either side, so you know, it's still anyone's game, but I do favor Diligent's position here.
I definitely favor Diligent as well. It's very similar to the round 2 with Pooh there, or was it round 1 with Pooh? Round 1 with Pooh with the Vanessa just offering just so much protection, and then of course you can't forget about the Puppeteer skill 1 sustain.
But that Twin Angel's damage is insane. The Sierra actually drops, and all of a sudden this is looking amazing for Pooh. Wow.
It really is. So we do have one more turn. We have the revive coming up next turn. So there is the defense break finally landing on top of the Oliver. So skills available. Well, the third skill available there for Kavachi, and it's throwing up the immunity and the attack buffs here.
Yeah, that defense break might be too little too late for Diligent, though. We'll see this Vanessa actually opting to revive. You know, I don't think that Zeratu will be able to get a turn here.
I know, and it's going to get stunned up by the Water Twin Angels. There's the boost for Velagil, so immunity's right back up once again. I think you got to try to hope for just more healing. You just got to skill 1. No! He's going to push up the Zeratu. I think he was hoping for a Violent proc.
Oh yeah, I definitely like that play there, pushing up the Zeratu. You know, Zeratu does have that healing every time he takes a turn. He gets a Violent proc there. Might be able to get rid of this Oliver as well. But as played, this is looking very bleak for Diligent.
Yeah, that was definitely a gamble play, so bold decision there by Diligent. It did not pay off, though. So here's Kavachi. We got big skill 1 for healing, a ton of healing from that first skill. Some solid damage into the defense broken Oliver.
Yeah, you know, attack buff, defense break. There is still damage in this, in these 2 support units on the side of Diligent, so he could still possibly get rid of this Oliver and take the match, but yeah, there it is not looking great.
No, not looking great, because you know what skill is going to be coming next from these Water Twin Angels. Look at that damage ripping right through the Kavachi, and is just a lonely Vanessa. But you know what? Pooh is going to be taking round number 3 right here.
Yeah, great performance from Pooh there. I thought he was done. After that, Miles just didn't get the stun on the Kovarchi and died turn 1. Didn't have that much damage, but those Water Twin Angels really surprised me again. Even though we saw it in the game 1, you know, they're doing so much damage on that skill 3, and even annihilating the CR, you know, the wind unit there. And yeah, I don't know, maybe Diligent does need to put more respect on the on those Water Twin Angels.
I think so as well, because I feel like right now Water Twin Angels is the highlight unit for Pooh. It's putting in so much work right now, offering so much value. It's got 6 skills, man, and just the value that Pooh's getting out of that unit is something that deserves to be in the pre-ban phase for Diligent.
Definitely, we'll see how they adjust here. You know, Diligent did end up winning game 2, so he would probably be perfectly happy running back game 2 here again. So it is actually, even though Pooh is in the lead here, he is the one that needs to be making adjustments here as we go into game 4.
Yep, and some adjustments definitely have to be made, because Diligent doesn't want to go out like this with only 1 victory under his belt at a APAC Cup. So here we go, guys. This is round number 4 in the quarterfinals between Pooh and Diligent. Those are your pre-bans from last time, guys. Gianna and Berghild, they are available. The new pre-bans getting locked in here. Pooh would pre-ban the Water Twin Angels. Does he do it again?
Yeah, does he do it again, or does he actually opt to pre-ban the Gianna this time? You know, we'll see if he changes that. But Pooh is at match point here. Diligent, the by far favorite for winning the entire tournament here, is looking to go out almost. So he definitely needs to do something here.
You can see his demeanor has completely changed. I love that we have cameras now to see these players, because Diligent seemed pretty happy, pretty excited at the start when they both sat down. And you can tell the nerves are really starting to hit him here.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, he looks almost worried there. You know, taking... I don't know which player is taking all the time, but one of the players is taking all the time. Leads me to believe it was Pooh, since Diligent, again, just banning out that Nyx as he did in Game 2.
Yeah, do you stand by that, the Nyx ban? I don't know how I feel about it.
You know, I don't hate it, especially since he gets the Gianna here. You know, if that Nyx can actually like cancel the bomb from the Gianna, or you know, crucial stun, it could completely flip the match on its head. And it also worked out in Game 2. So you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And Pooh, however, did change something in the Quarterfinal pre-ban that has been offering so much value for Diligent, and we'll see how he responds to his Gianna first pick now.
Man, so that Pooh's gonna get those Water Twin Angels again. I just feel like Diligent can't let him have it. So the Water Twin Angels, Okeanos are going through. Diligent's got the Chandra, and he's showcasing that Gianna and Ragdoll this time.
Yeah, you know, Pooh, I guess knowing that Diligent just doesn't value the Water Twin Angels that much, and he does. He doesn't pre-ban it this time, gets it, you know, no surprise that he just locks that in instantly. And Diligent, now that he doesn't have his Kovarch available, opting to go for a Chandra speed lead paired with that Ragdoll. You know, Okeanos does have an AoE, awakens the crit rate, so probably going to be giving a lot of attack bar there.
Definitely is. Let's see what the next two picks are going to be from Pooh, because things are starting to change just a little bit here. Ciara and Miles locked in once again for Pooh. He's been locking in this Miles as one of those like clutch damage dealers for his draft.
Yeah, really valuing the Miles here too. You know, taking away that Ciara from side of Diligent here. Already having double speed lead, 2 fast units, so Pooh is definitely looking to contest the turn 1 here. We'll see how Diligent can respond to this, and how can he survive this onslaught that Pooh is looking to put on.
Oh, look at that. Han and Wunsa. Is that the response? And it is. He locks that in.
Yeah, you know, that is very bold of a Diligent here. Does he have a Swift Chandra? Or how fast that Gianna? Because right now, Gianna only has 100 base speed. There is the Wunsa, but if the Wunsa gets banned, I don't think you're able to outspeed Pooh here.
Well, let's see if Diligent can read into that, because we're going to see the Water Indra. I'm going to call him Pajamas. I don't think I'm going to get his name right for the rest of the show.
Yeah, and we see the bans there on the Miles, you know, and not actually banning out the Wunsa there. So Diligent will be taking turn 1 and likely killing 1 unit from the side of Pooh with this Han.
Well, let's see if he has what it takes here. Is Diligent that champion that he is? It's 24 speed lead for both players here. Let's see what happens, guys, because we are at match point right now for Pooh. Wunsa, like you said, taking turn 1.
Oh, CR resisting. That was probably the target that Diligent wanted to go after here on the side of Pooh. So now he has to probably settle for the Okeanos here. And getting defense break on the very first hit, and that is a very dead Okeanos.
That is definitely going to be a very dead Okeanos. I do believe it would fall to the 3rd skill, so he is going to choose to hug his Han. 3rd skill is going to be coming out here, looking to slow, and I don't think it's a Despair Chandra, though.
Yeah, not getting any stuns to that skill 3. You know, most Chandras are built on crit damage and violent for that maximum amount of damage there. And we actually saw that Chandra crit on the Okeanos, and it was 15,000 damage. You know, that is definitely quite a bit of damage. And also Han getting a clutch stun on the Water Indra here.
Yeah, beautiful stun there on the Water Indra. We do know Water Indra can kind of take over things if it's able to get some turns here, because there's no immunity being showcased by Diligent.
Yeah, definitely. You know, if that Water Indra goes and gets those provokes, the slows. And we're looking at Despair Ciara.
That's a Despair CR? Is that what that was? I totally missed that.
That definitely was a skill 1 stun from the CR. I wouldn't be surprised 3 here. He does throw the skill 3. Does get 1 stun as well. And this Water Indra, is the skill 1 boost from the Twin Angels enough to make it move?
Oh, Ooh, is that going to be it for Han? Han does stay alive here, but we do have Chandra's first skill. He can trying to stun something up here. Does not get that stun, nor is he going to be getting that kill on Ciara. Ciara stays alive here. Needs to land provokes across the board here. Who could be potentially taking Diligent out if he can lock him down?
Very unfortunate missing the provoke on the wounds there, and I mean unfortunate for Diligent for not getting the kill on the CR, but the CR will be dropping here now. But this is looking amazing for Pooh regardless, you know, getting that bomb in the ragdoll might be going down, and this water injure is in full effect here.
Water injure definitely in full effect. Right now, I think Diligent is in the corner at the moment, so let's see what kind of bomb damage is happening here, because we do know Ciara is ruined to deal so much more damage. Pooh is getting hyped up already. I think he knows something's going to be coming, and it's hiding inside that bomb.
Yeah, he is already celebrating. He is confident, and I share the confidence here. I think that bomb will be taking out the ragdoll, and after that, there's just not enough to deal with this water injure. I think our favorite in Diligent will be getting eliminated round 1.
Oh my god, there's the additional turn. That is 100% going to be it here. Bomb's going to be going off. 2-turn sleep's going to be landing. No stun. The provokes taking full control right now. You just got Pooh. He is controlling Diligent like an absolute masterclass right here. He is the home favorite. Pooh is definitely taking out Diligent right here and moving forward in today's tournament.